Does the thought of starting that much needed home organizing project make you feel stressed out and anxious? Today I'm going to share with you my top 3 tips to getting past the overwhelm so you can finally get started. Hi, I'm Tammy, and on this channel I help stay-at-home moms just like you get organized, but more importantly, stay organized. So do you have that room in your house, kind of where you shove everything from the rest of the house, where it's out of sight, out of mind? I think we all do. Seriously, I know I've had that room. It's that spare bedroom or the basement. It was the basement for us, where you shove everything. It all just gets dumped there to be sifted through someday. It actually makes a lot of sense. Bear with me here for a minute. What I mean is when you're going through your house and you're in and out of these rooms all day long, it really makes sense to get the clutter cleared in those areas. What that does for you is really actually a good thing. It consolidates everything together and it makes the rest of your home function much better. But now it's time to tackle that messy room, and I have my top 3 tips to help you really roll up your sleeves and get started. Because once you move past that feeling of overwhelm and get started, the momentum is going to build and you're going to keep going and finish it. Tip number 1, right size the project. Overwhelm sets in when you stand in the doorway of that room and you scan everything that you need to clean up and you need to sift through and you need to sort through and ultimately make a decision on. That would be overwhelming for the most organized person out there. So don't do it. Don't stand in the doorway. Don't look at everything and feel like you have to do it all at one time. Instead, what you're going to do is you're going to right size your project. You're going to take into consideration how much time you have available and how many resources you have. Meaning, do you have kids that are going to help out? Do you have a spouse that's going to help out? Do you have friends and family that are going to help out? You're going to want to take time to lay out a plan. Check out this video here to see how to create a home organizing plan. A plan is going to save you time in the long run, and it's going to save you from a lot of frustration. Okay, back to right sizing. When you right size the space, you're going to consider a section of the room. You're not going to try and tackle the whole entire room all in one day, all in one weekend, or maybe not even all in one week. Instead, you're going to break it into bite-sized chunks, right? How do you eat the elephant? One bite at a time. Step number 2, decision-making mode. I want you to take a little bit of time. You may have to sit in a quiet area all by yourself and really think through this, but take a little bit of time to shift your mindset into decision-making mode. You make decisions all day long. You have the ability to do it. This may be harder. This may be more of a challenge. This is why you need to shift your mindset into decision-making mode. Think about it. When you put those items in that space, you basically deferred your decision. It was a decision that you really weren't ready to make at that moment in time. But set your mind that you're ready to make those decisions. You're ready to sift through all of this, and you're ready to make the choice of what to do with each and every item that you pick up. If you go into this project knowing that you've already deferred the decision once, you're going to cut yourself some slack. You're going to recognize the fact that this was initially a difficult decision, and just because it sat in a room for some period of time doesn't make it an easier decision. Now, that's not to psych yourself out. What it is to psych yourself up. You can tell yourself, I know I've put this decision off, but I also know that I am capable of making these decisions. Our anxiousness and our frustration typically comes from the fact that we expect too much of ourselves. We may feel upset with ourselves for doing this in the first place. Let all the feelings out and be ready to start fresh. Tip number 3, add these sort categories. So do you know what I mean by sort categories? It's those normal ones that you've heard of. You throw it away, you keep it, you sell it, or you donate it. I'm going to add 2 different sort categories to your arsenal, so to speak. What I found by adding these 2 categories, it really allowed me to stay focused, and it allowed me to put the decision making onto the right person if it wasn't me. But then I was still able to move forward and make the progress I needed to when I allocated the time and resources to the project. The 2 additional sort categories are move, and what that means is move to another area of your home, or don't know. Because sometimes you're not the one who's going to be making the decision on what to do with it. When I cleaned up and organized our basement so that we could finish it, there was all sorts of stuff in there that was in my husband's life before he and I were even together. So that wasn't my decision to make. If it is not yours to make that decision, set it aside. You don't know what to do with it. And then have that person come in and make the decisions and move forward. With the sort category of move, you want to be able to move it to another area, but I guarantee you, if you walk out of that room to put that item into its proper home, you may get sidetracked. You may lose track of what you were doing. You'll pick up your phone, you'll check your Facebook or your messages or whatever the case may be, and it'll be 30 minutes later and you'll have lost all of that time that you allocated to it. Be sure to hit subscribe and the little bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Thanks and have a great day.